We have safety inspections and repairs to talk about on Rhode Island's bridges. We've learned work to repair the Park Avenue Bridge in Cranston has begun. The Rhode Island DOT says the goal is to reopen the bridge in a month. It was closed last week for safety concerns. And today, Eyewitness News got a first-hand look at the Simmonsville Avenue Bridge in Johnston that was visibly crumbling during inspections. Eyewitness News reporter Susan Campbell has the footage you'll see only on Eyewitness News tonight.
This morning, inspectors went over this bridge inch by inch. We went down under the bridge with them to see exactly what they were doing. Concrete crumbles into the Simmons Brook as bridge inspectors take an in-depth look at the Simmonsville Avenue Bridge in Johnston.
Some things aren't as obvious as you may think, and that's why we sound all of the concrete.
The Simmonsville Avenue Bridge is already weight restricted, and it's one of 230 structurally deficient bridges in the state. But inspectors say this bridge hasn't gotten any worse since its last inspection.
Things seem to be stable.
But what about that crumbling concrete? We asked David Fish, RIDOT's managing bridge engineer, if it's a cause for concern.
It is bad to see concrete that's deteriorated to a point where it becomes loose and is able to be chipped out with an inspection hammer. Unless it's really significant and affects the load carrying capacity, it's something that we can deal with on a regular inspection basis.
Typically, those inspections would be once a year, but this inspection is part of an accelerated inspection program RIDOT launched after incidents on several of the state's structurally deficient bridges.
People hear structurally deficient, and I've got to be honest, it sounds very scary.
It just means that the bridge needs to have additional inspections done, and it does mean that it is eligible for rehabilitation or reconstruction. It does not mean that it is unsafe. We will take whatever action that we need to take to ensure the safety of the traveling public.
RIDOT estimates it would cost $1.2 billion to fix all of the structurally deficient bridges in the state. Coming up new at 6, we ask RIDOT how they decide which structurally deficient bridges get repairs first. In Johnston with the mobile newsroom, Susan Campbell, Eyewitness News.
Now, a story you'll see only on Eyewitness News. Today, we were the only news station alongside engineers as they inspected another dilapidated local bridge. Pieces of the overpass actually crumbling into the water below. And new at 6, how the DOT prioritizes bridge repairs. From the Northwest Mobile Newsroom, Eyewitness News reporter Susan Campbell is in Johnston.
The man in charge of bridge inspections at RIDOT tells me repairs are based on several factors. Of course, one of those major factors is the condition of each bridge. So today we went out with an inspection team to see what they look for. At the Simmonsville Avenue Bridge in Johnston, an inspection team is hammering, measuring, and noting everything there is to note about this bridge.
As you can see, there was some of the reinforcing that was exposed. We were taking measurements of that.
This inspection is part of an accelerated inspection program to examine the state's 230 structurally deficient bridges. Though we saw concrete crumble from the bridge, RIDOT tells us it hasn't gotten worse.
No significant changes.
That's the good news. The bad news is the bridge still needs repairs. RIDOT estimates it would cost $1.2 billion to fix all of the state's structurally deficient bridges. So we wanted to know how the agency prioritizes the repairs.
We have several factors. Obviously, the condition is one, but also the importance to the traveling public. How much traffic does it carry?
And then there's the money part of it.
We have to make some hard choices, and in order to do that, some of these bridges that are still deteriorated can't be worked on right away until we have the funds that are available to do that work.
The special inspections of the state's structurally deficient bridges are expected to be completed by mid-August. In Johnston with the mobile newsroom, Susan Campbell, Eyewitness News.